I'm Bob. I like coffee. I also like to tell stories. So, here at the Bobcast Coffee, it's time for a coffee break. So, take a coffee break with me and pour yourself a cup of your favorite Joe. By the time you're done with your coffee, you'll know something about me you really didn't need to know. But you'll have fun learning it. Just remember, my stories are true. For the most part. Welcome back to Bobcast Coffee. Hope you got a good mug to go with. This is one of my winter cups for Christmas. Yes, it's that time. We've just finished Christmas week. We're going into New Year's, which means back on the Bobcast creation. And I believe we are picking up at episode 74, which is going to be the second installment of the adventures with Tommy and family for his graduation. We had a great time. And let's see, to fill you in, we started over in Detroit, landed in Detroit. We were there for his graduation over at Michigan State, which is in Lansing, and of course we went straight there by first going to the Creation Museum, and then going to the Ark exhibit, Ark Encounter, and then we made our way back up and spent 2 nights there at Michigan State and had a really good time. I will tell you, if I was Tommy, I think I might have exploded at this point. Getting a degree is a big deal. Getting your master's is a bigger deal. Getting a PhD is huge, and the pressure could not have been greater. I can't imagine it being, the years that it took. It overwhelms me to think about it. So the fact that we survived this week, that's a number one for Tommy right there. Yeah, it was a good time. We saw places I've never been, and that was very cool. So where this story picks up is we've left the little cabin in the woods, and we are moving up to East Lansing, and we get there. We're staying at a hotel this time, so we got 2 nights in a hotel, and just off campus. And the whole first day we get there, and Tommy takes us around to take a look at the campus, do a little walking tour. Michigan State, I cannot stress just how big this is. I went to a small college here in Oklahoma, and it was just dwarfed when I looked at OU. OU is just huge. And a few years ago, my mom and I walked around OSU, where she went to school, and just how much it's grown since she was there. And it's a huge school. And they just paled to the size of Michigan State. It was a city upon itself. Tommy didn't go, the few times that he was actually up there, he was only in a few buildings, and there are tons and tons and miles of buildings. I can easily see people just going to school, getting lost, and never returning. It was, it's huge. So we did our little walking tour of the areas that he was most familiar with, and then we had a luncheon. So this was a smaller section, more for the education, but it was pretty cool. They had a nice little room set up, and we got to meet some of the advisors and people that had made their mark on Tommy, both good, bad, and indifferent. It was a very interesting time there. So we finished this luncheon, and we have the graduation to go to. The graduation is larger than Tommy's high school graduation. You say, well, Bob, that makes sense. No, Tommy went to a huge high school in Southern California. Arcadia High did not have their graduations at the high school. They used the Santa Anita racetrack to do their graduations. Very impressive, this huge thing. And the best part about it is that you could sit up in the stands and see the almost 6-foot Tommy at the time with his long blonde hair towering above the other students. And it was easy to pick him out. Hey, there he is. This was so much more. And then you start to realize that this is only one of the several graduations they're having that day. The graduating class that year is so big they cannot do it in one. They can't even do their doctoral graduates in one ceremony. They do graduation all week long, and multiple graduations, one after another after another. It's astounding is what it is. But we got there, and we got our seats, and the auditorium is filling up, and they've got just this sea of people coming in for the graduates. And we're watching. They've got the big jumbotron TV, up on top, and so they've got their cameras focused down the entryway, so all the graduates are coming up en masse, and we're watching that. And I'm taking the videos of the jumbotron, and Linda's taking pictures, and Stephanie's taking videos, and we all have our own areas that we're doing so that we can catch everything that we can. We finally find Tommy as he's coming up the tunnel to come in. He's up on the big jumbotron, and that was just a very cool moment. That first moment when you see, hey, that's my boy, coming down. And then when he comes out into the mass, we can't find him again. I mean, there's just so many people. But we loved Marilyn. Marilyn was like one of the neatest people we met up there. She really was something else. And from what I understand, she's one of the good people that just got a hold of Tommy and made sure that he was okay. And everybody needs that. But for this moment, when the crowds are there and the sea of people are everywhere, and you can't see your son because, well, one, he's not the tallest kid in high school anymore. We're talking about, there are just so many people. But Marilyn has this big, white, bushy hair. And everybody could find her. And it's like, boom, oh, right next to her. Boom, that's Tommy. Yes. So we could keep up with where Tommy was by following Marilyn. And it was wonderful. Tommy finally gets his shot to get up on the stage. And we've watched, if you've not seen this before, when you get your doctorate, they put you're in your robes, but they put the big collar over, so that shows your doctoral, woohoo, right? But what happens is these collars get twisted and put on backwards and sideways, and it's hilarious. Marilyn made absolutely sure that Tommy's collar looked good. And it was kind of impressive. One of the few people that actually made it through the hundreds and hundreds of people that graduated in that setting, just that one single setting, the insanity. But Tommy looked good. And it was very cool. We had, tons of pictures. Finally, it's all over with, and we get out into the lobby. We finally meet up. Proud moment. Papa Bob, proud. Mama Linda, very proud. His family, man, they're good people. Very, very proud. Great job, by the way. This was the whole reason we went to Michigan in the first place. And I'm glad we did it. It must have been just huge pressure and huge undertaking for Tommy to do this trip. But wow, I'm glad you toughed it out, because it's something I'm going to remember forever. So you think, oh, we're done. Yay. No, not even close. When we got done with the big ceremony, one little thing that Michigan State has going for it. Is it too big, too many people, too claustrophobic for a Bob? Yeah, it really is. Is it beautiful? It's wonderful. But they have the best ice cream, because afterwards we went to their ice cream shop, and where they have all the agricultural type classes and all that stuff, but the students have a place where they make their own ice cream, and it was awesome. So we all went down and got some ice cream, and that was very, very That cool. Night we head down to a Japanese restaurant and just have a fun time with the family and relax, eat some really good food. And we went to bed because we've got one more ceremony to go. So this is how it works. We had the big ceremony. Officials, everything's just, fast, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people just punching through as quick as they can. Yeah, technically, boom, that's it. But then the departments have smaller, more intimate graduations, and it was perfect. Smaller, more of a classroom type auditorium. We're sitting at desks, where students would be sitting to take classes. There's maybe 100 graduates here in this ceremony. And once again, it's easy to know where Tommy is because Marilyn is right there with him, always with the smile on her face. And they go down and they sit and wait their turn. This is the word intimate is correct. It's because there's fewer people, they're taking their time and they're talking more about what the doctoral of each person is. And, their advisors and stuff are talking about, personal stories of going through this process with these people. Very, very impressive. Very nice. The whole time I'm just sitting here thinking, I expected, yesterday, the big ceremony. We go in, we walk out, and that's it. We're done. And they are going above and beyond here at the school. It really felt like they were taking these doctorals seriously. So Tommy is back up on stage and they're talking about how Tommy affected them. And it was a very unique experience. It is wonderful to know that that your kids are out in this world, not just being taught, things by other people, but also being the ones teaching. Making it a mutual growing experience. It was cool. We are finished. We are finished with this graduation. We are done now. And nope, we're not done. Oh, this was such an experience. So that night, Tommy is invited to another one of his advisor, people. They're having a private dinner. And so instead of just inviting Tommy or Tommy and Steph to go to dinner, they invite everybody. And I mean everybody. There's like 4 different students there. 3 or 4 different students in this beautiful house, in this, a wonderful neighborhood. And they invite any family that they've got. So it's moms and dads and sisters and boyfriends and husbands and wives and Bobs and Lindas all over at this house just for this one little congratulations, ceremony. It's dinner. It's dinner and good times and just conversation with good people. Something totally unexpected, and once again, something that, except for the hand of God putting me on this path, I would have never, ever been able to get to experience this with Tommy. And that's pretty cool thinking. Now, dinner is over, and we're heading back to the hotel. And officially and unofficially, the graduation's over. If this had been the only thing we had come to Michigan and did, just this would have been an absolutely awesome weekend. But starting off with the Creation Museum and the Ark Encounter, and then the just random adventuring through Michigan afterwards, which we'll talk about next time. this was a very, very, very cool week to have. So, for Tommy, thank you for not letting your head explode, because you put a lot into this to get here. And, well, to you and your graduation. And to everybody else, drink your coffee. Get back to work. We'll finish this story up next time for what lies ahead in the state of Michigan. And a quick note, please remember, if you're enjoying any of these stories, please hit the like button. Also, you can subscribe, drop us a note, hit any of those buttons out there that you like to hit, and have a great day.